Every week, we talk to the head coach of South Dakota State, John Stiegelmeier, of the football program. We do so again without a game this coming week, and that's a good thing for the program. The Jacks are a top 8 seed in the FCS playoffs. We'll discuss all of that after we hit on the game in Vermillion on Saturday. A lot of chances for your football team in the rivalry game, and you end up 3 points short in Vermillion. What were your overall thoughts on the contest?
Well, really disappointed that we didn't finish the game the way we thought we should have and could have. Disappointed we didn't finish the season the way we thought we should have, could have. But a lot of positives. You know, when you look at a football game, it's one play at a time and many more positive plays than negative plays, but we need to make them all.
And in that game, you're facing one of the highest powered offenses in the Missouri Valley Football Conference, certainly the best passing offense in the league statistically in the University of South Dakota. Defensively, you feel like you held them in check for the most part?
I thought we did some good things. Yeah, they had a couple drives in the second half. Their first touchdown was a short field based on a fumble. We need to make some plays. You know, when you get them in 3rd and 9 or 3rd and 11, you need to rise up and 11 guys do their job and make a play. But again, they have the stats they have because they're a good offensive team.
And speaking to that point, a big story in the football game was the special teams play and Brady Scutts punting for USD, because you were playing for deep in your own territory a lot. And we talk so often about special teams being such a critical part of the game. It certainly was, but not in your team's favor on Saturday.
It wasn't. No, he did a great job. Their punt team did a great job at downing the ball inside the 5. The reality is we didn't have to punt from our end zone. We got out of there every time. We just need to have a sustained drive, and that is the reason it's hard to score from that distance, is you got to make a lot of first downs.
I do want to highlight 2 running backs before we leave this game. Number 1, Mikey Daniel, with your depleted running back core, career highs in carries and rushing yards. He literally and figuratively was the bell cow for you on Saturday.
Mikey's a good football player, and he's been ready as a 3rd, as a 2nd, and on Saturday was ready as the number 1 guy. And I thought he played at his potential, and that's all we can ask, and had a great game.
And the first career touchdown for Luke Sellers, one of the co-captains, a senior. And I know it's a little shallow for him because of the way things played out from a win-loss standpoint, but that is nevertheless a cool moment that he scores his first touchdown.
You know, we say that, the first of this or that guy, and we go to the next guy. Luke will remember that play forever. And his teammates will remember that play forever because of the type of young man he is. And so happy it happened, happy for him. And we need one more score. Would love to have him get a second score in the game.
The disappointment of Saturday, losing that game, ending the regular season not the way you wanted to. And I know it was a little bit of a tense mood before the selection show on Sunday. And then the top 8 seeds are revealed, and SDSU is one of those 8. And that room did a 180, right, when the team found out it was a seed.
It did. And, you know, I knew we had a chance to be a top 8 seed, but I don't think you want to set the team up even more for disappointment if that doesn't happen, you know, based on the scores of last Saturday. But it was really fun to see that, rewarding to see that. I love true emotion, and that was pure true emotion when we were listed as a 7th seed.
So what was the message then that you gave to your team after they see they're a top 8 seed, they get Thanksgiving weekend off, they'll be home against Northern Iowa or San Diego a week from Saturday? What do you say to the team at that point?
Well, at that point, I reminded them of how blessed we are. You know, 100 teams put their pads away after their last game. You know, 1,500 seniors put their pads away. Many of those guys, the last football they'll ever play. We're guaranteed one more game, and so let's embrace that, and then let's do everything we can to be as good as we can come next Saturday.
A handful of things I want to address because we don't know yet who you're going to play, so no point in getting too deep into whether it's Northern Iowa or San Diego. So let's just kind of touch on some things that have happened this year. In all the research we can do, certainly in modern football history at SDSU, first time 3 different quarterbacks have started and won a game in Jabore Gibbs, Cannon Nelson, and Keaton Heide. For a team that's a top 8 seed to have that's remarkable.
It is remarkable. It's probably not the stat or the record you want to set or be part of because of the consistency you want to have. But Jabori was our guy. You know, he got hurt early, and Cannon did a great job in the preseason stuff. And then Jabori goes down later on in the conference, and Keaton's come in and done a really good job getting better every week. I think that's a credit to our recruiting, credit to our coaching, and obviously a credit to those young men.
But playing along with that, C.J. Wilson has missed extensive time. Pierre Strong Jr. was out for the regular season finale. You've had some issues with the health at offensive line, and I think 9 different guys have started on the O-line in some way, shape, or form this year. You've had to use your depth to earn a top 8 seed, and that speaks, you talked about it at quarterback, but it speaks really to the whole offense.
Well, you want to have a team like that. You want to have a team that, and we've always had this mentality that when number 2 goes in or number 3 goes in at whatever position, you can win with them, and you develop that depth. And whether it's an injury situation or just the philosophy of the program, that helps you out down the road. And going into the playoffs now, we're much better because of the depth at all our positions.
Defensively, you end the regular season top 10 in the country in both scoring defense and in total yards allowed, 17 points, right to under 300 yards per game permitted. It's been the defense that has led the way for you all year long.
Yeah, really proud of our defense. We changed coordinators. We didn't change coordinators. We elevated some coordinators, and Jimmy and Bergie have done a phenomenal job of teaching the defense and putting the package together. And again, many times, like my mentor said, it takes 3 years for a staff to work together to be on the same page, and they're way ahead of their time. And so happy with that, and really happy with the number of guys we played also on defense.
All right, and again, we'll talk next week about the matchup, so I want to highlight 3 individuals as we wrap this up who have risen up the career charts. Number 1 is Cade Johnson. He is now top 6 in school history in career receptions. He's top 5 in yards. He's top 5 in touchdowns, and he's only a junior, the Papillion, Nebraska native.
Cade is a phenomenal football player. It just when he touches the ball, good things happen. And when you look at him, you don't see that, but he's got a big heart and great athletic ability and is a great competitor.
Christian Rosenbaum is on pace to potentially be an All-American for the 3rd time after being a freshman All-American his first year, a team captain 3 times, and he is the all-time tackles leader at South Dakota State. And when he's on the field, you never question the effort of the man who wears number 2.
Yeah, Christian is great everything. Very similar to a lot of guys we've had here. He's just a great person, obviously a great football player. He's a great student, a great leader, a great captain, just a really special guy. And guys want to grow up to be like him, and that sounds funny, but it's real.
And the other individual to highlight is Chase Vinatieri, and maybe this year hasn't gone quite as he expected, but he is still the all-time scoring leader among kickers at South Dakota State. And when you have a veteran kicker who has won playoff games with his kicks late, that is a hot commodity here in the FCS.
Yeah, I believe in Chase, and he is the career leader, and everybody in any sport might have a slump a little bit, but his career defines him, and he's done a great job for us, and he will make big kicks in the playoffs.
All right, so this week, the Plan of Attack, you always have a special event around Thanksgiving where the community comes together for your football program.
Yeah, we're calling this Improvement Week 2, and we get to celebrate Thanksgiving on Tuesday night. The community rises up and feeds our football program, and it is a feast. And it's a great picture of what we talk about in our program about serving, because these people are leaving their families, coming from long distance in some cases, and rising up and feeding our entire program, and it's really special to be part of.
Saturday, what is the plan with that UNI San Diego football game? Because you'll be watching, I assume. You'll play the winner a week from Saturday.
Well, we're going to end practice early Wednesday, send our guys home. Ideally, everybody has someplace to go for Thanksgiving, and then we're going to bring our guys back at 5. We're going to watch the game as a staff, take notes and stuff, and we'll have really simple game plans ready, and then we'll kick it in when we find out who our opponent's going to be.